Pour yourself a pint, cozy up, and get ready for another episode of Beer, Bros, and BS.
This is Jay Muse.
This is Eddie McClintock from Warehouse 13.
Hey, this is Brian Holler.
This is Brett Dahl.
Hey, this is Eddie Trunk, and you're listening to Beer Bros and BS.
Beers Bros BS.
Beer Bros and BS.
Beer Bros and BS.
You should be listening to Beer Bros and BS every day, every minute for the rest of your lives.
Snooch to the nooch.
Welcome to a very special episode of Beer Bros and BS as we bring you another edition of At the Brewery Series. We're live at the freshly opened Sons Brewing Co in Dania Beach. Joining us today are
JJ, the Metal Chef.
Tony, the craft beer gooner.
Jose.
Lewis, Operations Manager, the Sons Brewing Co.
Nikolai Adinaguyev, Chef, Sons Brewing Co.
Corey Artanis, brewer owner.
Hey, welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for having us.
Very excited to be here. Yeah. Highly anticipated.
Thank you for coming.
So, before we get going, I got to ask you guys a few questions.
Really personal.
We want to know how you think. We want to know how you see the world. We want to know the ration behind your thoughts. So let me ask you guys, who would win in an all-out fight? They had 1 week to prepare for this. Captain America or Iron Man?
Damn, that's a good question.
I know the answer to this.
Go ahead.
Iron Man.
Okay.
100%. He's made out of metal. Everybody knows.
Yeah, Captain America's pretty badass. I don't know, man. I think it's a fair fight, a toss-up.
Tough one.
Captain America sleeps a lot.
For decades.
My point exactly.
Yeah, Iron Man, he's got some cool toys and whatnot, but you break through that metal, and Captain America's got him.
Ooh. Right. So it's a divided.
You break through the metal, and you have the richest war machine man in the world. He's gonna kill Iron Man.
Oh, sounds like a civil war up in here.
Billionaire playboy philanthropist, to be exact.
So let me ask you guys then, what is your favorite style of beer?
It's
Well, to drink and to make.
apples and oranges. I don't know. Yeah, it depends. To drink or to make. To drink, I mean, I would say like Pilsner is just. I can drink a lot of it, and I don't have to feel guilty or, get wasted. So I would Pilsner's one of my favorite styles to drink.
Yeah, I think like Pilsners for myself, or Lambic, Scoozes. Easy drinking. I enjoy easy drinking beers. I mean, I can only have so much barrel-aged stout before I fall asleep.
There's so much lamb
I would
before you
have
shit
to
yourself.
say, well, yes, I like enough lambic to shit myself, enough to pass out, and enough Pilsner to wake the fuck up.
Hey, here's the Nikolai. Huh?
My kind of drinker over here. Yeah. That's going to be on the next T-shirt for Three Sons, right? Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers to that. Right.
So if you had one... You knew that your plane was going to crash. You were going to be stuck on a deserted island for 1 year. You had all the proper food, refrigeration, glassware. What would be the one beer you'd bring with you that you have not made?
Like a desert island beer you're talking about? Where
well, you're going to be on an island.
Like
Let's refrain from using
I
that.
get to, drink one of them and that's it.
You get one beer and you can bring as much of it with you as you want. But you can't have made it.
Oh, shit. It probably...
Well, this concludes today's podcast.
It's going to be something like lighter alcohol and hoppy. Well, not like too light, but it would probably like an IPA, maybe a nice hoppy pale. There's so many good ones out there, so it's kind of hard to like pick or choose one. But definitely like a 6.5% hoppy beer.
I'm going to say probably like a rice lager, something light, refreshing, crisp, dry in the finish.
Bud Light.
Yeah.
No corn syrup.
Yeah.
Bud Light lime.
Actually, I had this this conversation with myself a while ago. I went to Japan and I drank like a whole bunch of Asahi Super Dry, like day in, day out. And I was like, I could do this all day.
Yeah.
All day. Don't hate on me.
Yeah, to a certain point, though, but then you got those hops that you're just like, fuck, man, I need some hops in my life.
Okay, so
I want to hear Nikolai's beer. I mean, that's the last answer.
Unlimited of this beer on the island.
Well, since you're in an island and you don't have to work, you're responsible.
See, I like
you have
my new best friend.
you have unlimited resources.
A bunch of
You have all your food, your water supplies.
Belgian style beer that's
All right.
20% alcohol.
Yeah, my man. I'm gonna be hanging out with him when I come up here.
Dilute it with some, like,
Nick is winning the podcast
dilute it with
so
some
far.
rainwater when you don't want it to be that strong.
Great idea. Great idea.
I like it.
Rain cocktail.
There you go.
So go ahead and tell us about this first beer, the Pilsner that we're going to drink tonight.
Yeah, so kind of like we first talked about, I think Pilsners are a beautiful vessel, especially for what we have going on here, to enjoy with food and to enjoy with like good company and just relaxing, and you can drink a couple of them and you're cool and you can move on maybe to the next thing. This Pilsner is a little higher ABV than I wanted it to come out. It's the third beer that I brewed in the brew house here, so it's about like 5.6%, and it's a lighter hopped, lower IBU. We did use some sapphire hops that give it a touch of like a citra finish there, like a little citrus on the back end, and just like super crushable, enjoyable, and that's kind of what we're looking to do here with that beer. So,
What's the name of it?
it's called Ocean Park Pilsner. So if you head down south here on US 1 to Dania Beach Boulevard, which is like the next major light, and you head east, as soon as you hit the ocean there's a big pier, and that's called Ocean Park. We've used a couple references to some of our beer names to the Dania Beach area. So.
Nice. And so if you're at Ocean Park, just take those directions in reverse to get to Three Sons.
Exactly.
I do think the Pilsner. I like it's got a bit of like a tropical finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aroma's very tropical, but it's very biscuity also at finish.
Yeah, so we it's labeled as like an American style, so that's the beautiful thing. You just put American in front of something, and it's like nothing like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, there you go.
You have like automatic eagle screaming.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, it's like an American style. My interpretation, or what I'd like to drink, and hopefully people like to drink. So
Yeah, I mean, I'll be drinking a few of these.
kind of like a beach beer.
Yeah, very, very sessionable for sure.
Definitely something you can pour into a gallon jug and take home with you. Crush the whole gallon.
Oh, yeah. Pack this up for the tailgates for those hot-ass...
Bills games.
Oh.
Bills game.
Did they get hot there?
No, when they come to Florida.
Hot hockey games.
Sabres.
So let me ask you guys, would you rather all food taste like dirt to you? Or would you rather find out that all of your friends and families are paid actors?
Paid actors.
Yeah, I could live with the paid actors part.
Yeah.
You could kill my family.
Welcome to the Nick Show.
After Chef question.
Yeah, I would have to go with the paid actors because that would be like such a twist.
It would be so many more questions.
Exactly. It's like a Truman Show.
My son a paid actor.
He's not really your son, Jose.
It's a stunt baby.
Stunt baby.
Yeah, I know. And once you know they're paid, you can kind of just like direct your own movie from that point on, right? It's like,
Yeah. You're part of the documentary. Congratulations, everybody comes out with confettis.
Yeah, man, it'd be like that movie I saw on Pornhub the other day. That was a paid family, too. Oh, shit. Why'd it get quiet?
Okay, JJ.
Next question.
Wait a minute, I'm one of your family members.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you are.
Or am I?
Would you rather there's an outlet on your face that people always want to use to charge their phones? Or would you rather have harpoons that are easily triggered for arms?
I think like it would be so lonely having a USB like port on your face.
I can use it to
everybody's
charge
gonna
my
come
own.
up to you, but nobody's gonna talk to you.
They're gonna stick USBs
So
inside
I'll be Harpoon Man. I'll just
Yeah, I like Harpoon Man.
just keeping it real.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Free spear fishing.
I don't
He's
know,
like,
man.
I've
I would be
often
harpooning
considered this
everything
question.
all day, all night. Coconuts, and, anything I can get.
Traffic.
Yeah,
You
anything.
get a job at
There
like,
goes
a
your
Middle
wheel.
Eastern restaurant and run the shish kebab machine.
Oh,
There you go.
you'd be like Edward Scissorhands, but with harpoons. No, I would go with the USB charger because I could charge my own phone whenever I needed to. Right, I'd never be without power. And if anyone not wants to use it, that's a full excuse to strike up a conversation and meet new friends.
Wait, how many USB ports are we talking?
You have one USB port in your mind's eye, right there.
In your mind's eye, of all places.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it.
Harpoon
Like
sounds
in my beard,
a little less.
in my chin.
Or you could have it in your ear.
A little less horrible.
I don't know. That sounds like a great way to walk up to chicks. Hey, baby, you need to charge your phone?
But then again, how do you hold
That
it?
works.
Again, I feel like there's some
Just
silence
don't try to
going.
masturbate with
How
your
do you
own
hold the
hand.
I'm trying to
beer?
plug into chicks.
How do you hold the beer with harpoons?
Exactly. You can't do anything with harpoon hands.
You'd have
It's
to have,
harpoon
like-
arms, right?
Yeah, it's arms. It's
Yeah,
not
maybe
hands.
I still got hands.
Well, you still don't have hands.
Yeah, you don't
Maybe I have
fingers.
hands at the ends of the harpoon gun. Wait, are
And they
these are
shoot
just
out.
harpoons? It's not a harpoon gun.
No, just harpoon.
Yeah, can you shoot the harpoons at people?
I like my hands.
Whatever you want.
Can you shoot your arm off?
How visible
No, but we're
is the
talking about-
USB port?
It's
wear a
know,
hat.
Talking about switching my arms into fantasy
Or
arms.
Always
so-
wear a bandana like Karate Kid.
I think you would be banned from UFC.
all right. Let me ask you guys: would you rather no longer use bags for anything? No, for groceries, suitcases, nothing. Or you can talk to animals, but they all hate you.
I can talk to animals. I think my cats probably already hate me anyways.
Let's say the bag.
Can I use boxes?
Yeah, right. Boxes. That's what I would do. Is instead of bags, it's boxes now. I'm gonna be the guy with walking around with boxes. What about those fold-up cartons? Right. That's not a bag. It's a carton.
Is there a
There's
handle?
a handle.
There's a handle.
Boxes
Bag.
can have handles too, man.
No.
A handle does
no
not
box,
make a bag.
No box with a handle. Nothing
Or
with
you-
a
One
handle.
handle a bag
Or you
does
can-
not
you
make,
can-
sir.
You could flip a cone upside down, and there you go.
Boom.
Or you could just go to the grocery store more often and just pick up a couple of things every once in a while.
Walk
Start
back
using
with
the
in your
Instacart.
hands.
Being logical, oh God.
Or walk around with a shopping cart.
Flip your shirt inside.
Oh, so you're homeless.
So, if I choose the one where I can speak to animals, or is it I can speak to them or I just understand them?
No, you could.
No, you can talk with them, but you can understand them.
Okay.
But they all hate you.
But they all hate you.
They'll never be able to
back,
persuade
so-
them otherwise.
Okay, but will their behavior towards me change than otherwise?
They run away
like-
from you
like
now,
a-
anyways.
They're all like, fuck you, Tony, asshole.
The guy's like, oh, this fucker.
I don't know if I could handle a raccoon being mad at me. Those eyes.
Birds.
Like a little puppy being mad at
As
you?
long as they run away,
Oh,
it's-
little
Well, I
puppy.
mean,
No.
as long as they run away from me, it's
I'm pretty
cool.
sure chickens hate you anyways, being a chef.
Dogs will probably pee on you.
All animals hate me
Puppies.
because I just want to eat them all.
All the puppies?
I love the puppies.
All right, let me ask you guys: would you rather tap dance everywhere instead of walking, or would you rather gravity doesn't affect you anymore?
Gravity doesn't affect me anymore.
Gravity doesn't affect me anymore.
You'd float away though.
Yeah, that.
We fly.
It's too late. Look at my boobies.
Yeah, but then like if you if you jump, you fly into space and
All
die.
you need is a
No, no,
fire
no.
extinguisher. Haven't you seen that?
Yeah, but if it
Wall-E?
runs out, like,
You're just like shh, fly all over and control yourself with a fire extinguisher.
yeah, but your muscles would deteriorate because you're not using.
Calisthenics, my friend.
You
You
be
use
one
the
of those
power
fat people in
bands.
the floaty chairs like Wally.
You can put like a
You don't
weight
use
vest
it, you
on.
lose it.
Am I the only guy who would want to tap dance everywhere? I mean, I feel like I would do it with style everywhere I go.
There you go,
Yeah.
yeah.
would be the most entertaining person.
Walk in
Where
the
you go.
door, tap dance away for a couple of seconds. Everybody knows you're
Yeah, I would go the tap dancing as well.
Gravity. I like gravity, man.
And finally, would you rather have to go through a TSA line every time you have to go to the bathroom,
Oh God.
or all children under the age of 6 are trying to kill you?
All children under the age of 6 are trying to kill me. Well, actually, I don't know. Wait,
You have a murderer in the house.
I have murder. Yes, I just realized that.
You already had two murderers with those cats.
Yeah. Actually, that's a tough one.
Yeah, the TSA sounds.
Yeah, that's the worst thing in the world. Man.
Wait, whenever you have to go to the bathroom?
Yes.
So
We can't
if
just
I-
pee outside anymore?
Yeah, if you just,
Well, if you want to pee outside, but I don't
It's
think
a
they
bathroom
appreciate that
situation,
here
right?
at Three Sons.
Shitting too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You have a
Not gonna do it.
Even in your own house?
Yeah, when you gotta go,
Yes.
you gotta go, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be roundhouse John.
I would be shitting myself a lot.
Kicking
So-
all
Who else is in this TSA line? If I'm the only one in it.
You're good.
You don't have pre-check.
I mean, if every little kid's trying to kill you, it's okay to hit them back, right?
That's for you in the courts to decide.
Yes, you can kick them.
That'd be kind of fun. Fun.
Will you just be like carrying around a baseball bat all the time? It's like-
You're just ready for
I don't
the.
even need that, man. It's just chopping and kicking.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I ran into a 6-year-old. I had no choice.
He had an AK-47, a Rambo knife.
social
Self-defense.
commentary.
It was like the purge, Your Honor.
So I want to thank you all for thank you guys for having us over here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the brewery and how you guys got started here?
So, the brewery, it's a 20-barrel brew house. We got started we signed our lease in 2015. Three Sons was around for a little bit longer than that. We found this location, and walking into this place, what you see here now, none of it was here. I mean, you had the second floor, but like anything that's like there's drywall or any walls, the floors did not look like this. Nothing. So there was a lot of changes. These doors weren't here and all that stuff. But walking into the place and just the size of it, the ceilings, it was like the weirdest thing because you're in this plaza and you come in this little plaza here and you would never think that this is back here. So it was really cool and pretty much love at first sight, and I stare into Lewis's eyes.
Kind of like a speakeasy kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's cool. Well, we're tucked away in the back, and it just has that wow factor. So it was a cool spot, and so we knew immediately that we wanted it and signed our lease, and that was December of 2015. So we started build out here. Yeah, started build out in April of last year. So we're almost up to a year now, which is pretty good, all in all considered. Everything is built out, was all retrofit. And so that's kind of like the story, I guess, of how we got here.
I gotta admit, when we first saw this place, it was very inviting. It had a good vibe to it. Truly, we had seen a couple of places before this location, and to make a long story short, they were ugly. They weren't fitting for what we were looking for, and this vibe here, as soon as we walked in, we kind of realized that this is gonna be it. It's great. It's got a good feel to it. It was ugly. It was dirty. It was dark. But after we put our work in, this is what
it looked like a scene out of the movie 9mm.
It's like, oh, you come in
what a
and
reference.
Like, oh crap! What did I get myself into?
Yeah. About to get in the snuff film.
Yeah. Here's a new promotion, buddy. Bah.
How did you guys get connected with Nick for the food here?
So Nikolai, once when I first started doing my events and whatnot, I did an event at the Mac House. Was it Stage 84 at that time, or still the Mac? No, it was newly. Yeah, it was like the newly Mac House, or whatever. But yeah, so that's a little craft beer bar, brewery, brew pub. Well, they brew their own beer. They also serve some food, so whatever you want to call it. But so our buddies over there, I did a tap takeover, or it wasn't even a tap takeover. I brought my jockey box, set it up, and poured beers there just to try to get my beer out into the scene. It was one of those events. And a buddy of ours, Lucho, who is over here, he brought Nikolai in. Nikolai through various sexual weird type,
Snuff films.
snuff films. So he brought him in to try my beer. Nikolai maybe just got back from CCB.
Yeah, I'd just gotten back from leaving CCB. I'd just gotten back from leaving Cigar City.
Yeah, so he opened up the brew pub over at Cigar City.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Rock on, dude.
And
Yeah, we've been there. Yeah.
So he was there, and so he had just gotten back, and I guess Lucho, I don't know how they met, but so he brought him in, and
I met Lucho through Josh.
Okay, Josh, a mutual
Josh
friend.
and Max, yeah, mutual friend of ours.
So these are the guys that were like the OG, like bottle traders and bottle shares, and that's kind of like where I, cut my teeth was at these bottle shares, bringing my homebrew to them, and the guys, they were like, they told me beer was good, and
Yeah, I remember when Josh first tried your beers, and he told me, he's like, "Oh, there's this guy, and he makes this Neapolitan beer. You got to try it, man. You got to really try it." I was in Tampa at the time, and then when I came down, Lucho came and grabbed me. He's like, "Hey, let's go try some of Corey's beers at the Mac House." And I remember the one beer that I really enjoyed that night was like a wheat. It was like a hoppy
wheat. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I was trying to recreate Gumball Head.
Oh, nice.
That's one of my favorite, Three Floyds beers for sure.
Yeah. So that was like one of my jams, which maybe it could be a desert island beer. But anyways,
That's a good choice. Man, I haven't had one of those in so long.
Yeah, and
Man.
Modern Times does that Fortunate Islands, which is like
Gumball.
Yeah, that's really good.
Fresh. When it was
yeah,
fresh.
man.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
So he brought him over there. He brought him over there to the Mac House, and he tried some of my beers, and we talked, just bullshit.
I think
and-
this was like 2013 or 14 or something.
Yeah.
When I got back. Yeah.
Yeah, and we just talked and bullshit, and I told him kind of what I wanted to. Maybe even I don't even know if I knew what I wanted to do back then. I knew I wanted to be in the beer scene, but and I,
Little by little, we kind of, started exploring the idea of having food intertwined with his brand, and and it was kind of something that we really wanted to have happen, and I'm really glad it has.
Yeah, it was very serendipitous that he being a chef and his background and just with my beer and whatever and we both like had the exact same idea, which was like, if we ever did something, it would be the wood burning oven.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be like the centerpiece for anything that we did, and made it happen.
Yeah, it's like another very cool thing that about this brewery is that it has the wood fire oven over there, and you can enjoy these pizzas with beer.
Yeah, like one of the
Fucking epic. Yeah.
one of the coolest things I'm telling you is going to be people might the small little group of followers and people that know Three Sons, they might know us or know for beer. So when they come in here and they start eating the food, I really feel that this is going to become a top food destination. They're going to be like, the beers are good, but damn,
Yeah,
food.
the deviled eggs. Don't sleep on the deviled eggs, people.
Are they better in Sonia's?
Yes.
I'm not going to comment on the podcast.
Well done, sir. You're
But
a
yes.
trained individual.
Yeah, the pizza was great.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about this second beer?
So the second beer is our IPA. This is the second beer that I brewed in the brew house. It's called Dopalicious. I want to the takeoff of one of the Outcast songs, records. So basically, it's a all Citra Mosaic IPA, coming in at around 7.75%. It's a New England style IPA or Northeast or whatever, and it's got nice body, some chewiness, a little slickness in the mouthfeel, and just lots of tropical fruit notes, pretty hoppy, not overly bitter, pretty actually on the lower side of IBUs. We do like to do bittering addition to try to like balance that out a little bit more than just like not having any bitterness at all. So, and this was brewed without the RO water system had being installed yet, so we just did a carbon filter on this one. So once we have our RO, we have our RO up and running, we did the double IPA, which is called Spodioti Dopalicious, and that one we used our RO water for. So I'm looking forward to putting that one on. But so this is this will be one of our flagship beers.
Right on.
And it is
Yeah,
exactly as you described.
It's
Like-
sort of like the juicy sweetness also, so it's not too like bitter. So that's
Super
great.
juicy.
Super juicy.
I'm enjoying the trend now of like it felt like there's so many juice bombs that are out there, which is fine. You know, sometimes you just want just like overly juicy, super sweet. But I'm enjoying where you get the hop profile and still get to enjoy the hops instead of just straight juice bomb.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
About carbon filtering and RO, what's the difference? Why can you not add gypsum out like certain salts after it? Or
Yeah, so I mean the water profile is pretty big with a lot of beers. The specifically for the carbon filter, like every RO system you have to have a pre-carbon filter, but carbon filter removes all of the chloramine and chlorine. You know, some color in the water as well. If you were to go in the back and look at the water in our reservoir, it's looks like blue. It's like really beautiful. But so once you remove that from the water, then you send it through the RO, which has these membranes that strip out any like minerality that's in the water. So you basically starting with like a blank canvas, and you know a lot of breweries they do that so that they can build up their water profile for any specific beer that they're brewing. You know, certain beers, certain types of styles of beer, like a specific water profile, and so that's why we use the RO. You could definitely do if you have good water, you don't need to do that. You know, we make good stouts, I think, because of our water profile here. The New England IPAs, they make good IPAs because of their water profile. Like a lot of the guys that I know that have breweries, they don't use RO. They just use their water with the carbon filter. So it's it's cool to be able to do that. So so that's why we use the RO here.
What does RO stand for?
Reverse osmosis.
Ah. Smart water.
Osmosis Jones.
It's a modern technique, right? Like it's a modern technique that kind of does away with geography in beer, right? Like now, because geography is water.
Absolutely,
beer,
yeah. So now, like literally, if I wanted to open up a place in California, or you want to go to like Sweden or wherever, you have RO water. You're
not dependent on the water.
Again.
At the
so
place.
You regulate your pH, you regulate all of your minerals and that you add, and so it's cool.
Could you change the water profile to mimic water from other locations?
Well, that's a good question, Louis.
Thank you, Corey. I had this one written down.
I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked. Currently, no, we absolutely, yeah. If anyone were to send you like water from Brooklyn, and you have it analyzed, and, we could essentially try to recreate like the water that they have there. But pretty much you could. You would be able to essentially recreate it. I mean,
I think the most popular style to recreate it, I think it's Burton.
They're very hard water there, so it's a very specific style of water that a lot of breweries do when they're doing any English style beers. I guess the hardest thing would be if you do have like a lot of water treatment plants, they use the chlorine and chloramine, and so it depends if it's like they're getting city water, it'd be a little probably more difficult to recreate that water. But if it's like Fuji or well water or something like that, it should be easier.
I have a few waters I'd like to check off my list. One is Alaskan Glacier water.
Okay.
If any of the podcast listeners have Alaskan Glacier water, please send it our way. And water from the Ganges River, please send it our way as well.
you can taste all the dead bodies and stuff. Or I was thinking, if you could recreate like Pilsen water to make like an actual Czech Pilsner, pretty much.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome. And there are online, there's multiple resources that give you all the water profiles for different regions and stuff
right
like
on.
that. Yeah, so it's pretty cool to mess around, to be able to mess around with that. And we do one of the cool things we do here is we make our own sodas in house. So we
nice.
do like an Italian soda, which essentially is just like a fruited soda.
It's like an Italian ice, but with soda.
Exactly. Yeah. We replace what we do is we replace the ice with soda, and then it's Italian soda.
I see.
But yeah, they're good and super refreshing.
Squirts, you got soda.
Got soda in there. So it's it's pretty cool, and they're actually like we use our RO water, so it is super refreshing, and we've gotten some pretty cool reviews with that.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. So, guys, what is the best television show ever?
Beavis and Butthead.
Seinfeld.
Like a series or
Ren and
running
Stimpy.
or
That is a
Monday
very,
Night Football.
very difficult
The
question
Simpsons.
to answer.
All right. The correct answer is Breaking Bad. Thank you for playing.
No, Ren and Stimpy.
Very close, very close.
I like the way this guy thinks.
The Simpsons.
And the reason I bring it up is because Breaking Bad is releasing a real-life Schraderbrau, which was
That's funny.
which was the homebrew that was made on the show. DEA agent Hank Schrader.
Yeah,
he did the beer. Yeah,
He has his own brew called Schraderbrau. I know.
Just so you know, everyone, you heard it here first.
Who's releasing that?
So, Sony Pictures Television recently filed for a trademark on Schraderbrau, so covering beer as well as related merchandise, including glasses, bottle openers, and branded clothing.
It will be pouring at Disney World.
Right? Dean Norris, the actor who played Hank Schrader on the TV show, has been teasing the new beer on his social media channels, hyping it up as brewed to silky perfection. And this is a promo for the upcoming Breaking Bad movie coming to Netflix. So details are still coming, but fingers crossed that he'll be in the movie, and that we'll get some cool Breaking Bad style beer.
There you go.
Let me ask you guys: if you could have one fictional beer, what would it be?
Duff.
Water beer.
I'd
Duff.
go with Duff.
Duff.
Duff?
I want to try the beer from Beer Fest.
Yeah, the shits and giggles.
Oh,
That's
Shits and giggles, yeah.
the best beer in the world.
With the greatest beer recipe.
The grandma to bring me some summer sausage.
You have to warm it first. Grim's a whore.
This is the mark of the whore.
The movie that
I can't think of too many other
Yeah, that was
fictional beers.
Yeah, fictional beers. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's a couple good ones. Dang.
How about a Flaming Mo? That'd be a good one.
Was that beer though? That wasn't really beer, was it?
It was like everything but that. Cough syrup and
Well, whatever. I want to try one of those. Fuck you guys.
So let me ask you, there's always, every year, it seems that there's another new internet trend or something to go on that people want to put online.
Like the Momo challenge?
Well, right now,
Jose's favorite?
Right now, it's going on is the cheese.
Creepy as
The cheese challenge. Where you just take a slice of
it's
cheese
funny,
and
man.
throw it at somebody.
Sonia wouldn't let me do the cheese challenge.
Oh, that's harmless.
I know.
What's the cheese challenge? Enlighten me.
You take a slice of American cheese and you just throw it at a baby.
On a baby's
yeah,
face. You hit somebody in the face with a slice of cheese. Yeah, I saw that.
Welcome to the new America.
Specifically a baby.
Well, it has to be your
Is there
offspring,
an
I think.
age, limit or
No, it could be a full grown.
infants or
Like it looks like infants, pretty much.
or is it? The toddler doesn't count.
Jose,
Widen up that
will you
meat
allow me
gap.
to throw a slice of cheese on your baby's face?
Hell no.
No. Well, what if we post it on the internet for likes?
Why don't you record me throwing the cheese?
That's
Okay, if you do it, it's fine.
What kind of cheese is this?
If anybody's throwing
American
the cheese,
Not from
it's a
Cheese.
craft single.
No, I would do it like where I throw the cheese and then my dad throws the cheese on me.
Oh,
So it's like cheeseception.
Yeah.
So many layers of cheese.
So that's three of you there. You'd say it's three sons.
That's it.
I threw cheese on you like my father before me.
Son, I have brought you Excalibur in the form of cheese.
So I feel
Cheese caliber.
So I feel like these challenges are getting weaker and weaker. Back in the day, they had you said the milk challenge, the milk
About
gallon.
the light yourself on fire challenge. That one was fucking ridiculous.
The 7-Up
That's not
challenge?
weak at all. That's
What was the 7-Up challenge?
ridiculous.
7-Up with
that's
banana. You eat
Darwinism.
a banana and
I
you
did
drank
it.
7-Up.
A liter 7-Up after you down a banana in like 2 seconds. Everybody
it just comes right back up.
Hey,
What about the cinnamon challenge? Anybody ever try that one?
Cinnamon, he said it. Did you do the
I did
cinnamon
the
too?
cinnamon. I choked.
yeah,
I
yeah.
had to
That
get the
was,
Heimlich.
Ooh.
You got a Szechuan peppercorns, like you just eat a handful of them. That
Oh,
sounds
I
pretty
can't even
interesting.
imagine what that would be like.
Yeah, there was
These are
the
so
Carolina
spicy.
Reaper challenge.
There was the ghost pepper. There was also the water bottle flip still going around.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Kiki challenge.
The ALS challenge.
The ice bucket.
Yeah, the ice bucket one. You guys ever done the cracker challenge where you eat 6 crackers in a minute, 6 saltines in a minute?
That's it.
No. Can you do it?
You have to
I'm
take
sure it dries your mouth up.
6 salt.
6 of them, though, right?
You can eat them one at a time, but you have 1 minute to eat 6 saltines.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to eat 2 at a time, 6 at a time.
Wait, hold on.
I did it once, and then when I finally did it for money, I smoked a cigarette before I did it,
Oh, Jesus.
and it was not a good idea. Yeah, because then my mouth was already dry.
Yeah.
Sure, it was a cigarette.
And I thought that I
Not
could
good
just
times.
get it down in one gulp, but it dried out my mouth so bad and my throat just got clogged. I was dying. It was horrible.
Lucky to be alive.
And I did it at my last restaurant when I used to work at Steak 954, and all my cooks are watching me choke. And I'm like, I'm dying.
They're just laughing. Oh, yeah, it's you're crazy, chef. It's so silly.
Here's a gallon of milk. Drink that.
Call 911.
Call 911.
Quick, take all of his pizzas.
He's fine. He's fine. It's
All
fine.
right, so let's get to the next beer.
Yeah.
Which one is?
So you've got some treats for us, Corey.
Yeah, we figured they'll open up a couple beers. So, people have known us for barrel aged stouts and, barley wines soon, hopefully. But so we can start out with Big Sexy.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He even opened it sexy for the listeners.
Big Sexy was always big in life.
I'm sorry, I should have. Yes, Big Sexy is it's a very special beer to us here at Three Sons. It's has a lot of meaning. We have a very good friend and that had passed away a couple of years ago, and he was one of our biggest fans. Came to every event, and just was an Three Sons ambassador. Great guy. So his family reached out to me probably almost 2 years now, and asked if I would brew a beer to commemorate him. And so we brewed this beer for Javier Leo, and his nickname was Big Sexy. He had a big heart. He was a great guy, and it was truly an honor to be able to do that for his family. So yeah, and he loved. I one of the first beers that I brewed and that he fell in love with was our a Wee Heavy, barrel aged Wee Heavy. So I figured, what better to do something similar in style as a barley wine, and commemorate him for his family. And so we did this beer, Big Sexy, named after him. And hopefully it'll be an annual or semi-annual thing because of the amount of time it spends in barrels. This beer was in barrel for about 18 months. Buffalo Trace barrels. Definitely something that he would have probably drank the whole bottle in one sitting, because
I can see why.
Yeah, he loved the beer.
This is delicious.
Yeah, I love this style. So yeah, so that's Big Sexy.
Yeah.
It is
Actually,
delicious.
I don't know if you guys know, but if it weren't for Big Sexy, I wouldn't have known my current wife.
Really?
Sonia. So that's how I met Sonia, is that me and Big Sexy usually would attend this bar called Harrison's that was down by the Coral Gables area, and Sonia happened to come along with Big Sexy to Harrison's one day, just like for karaoke night, and then that's how I met Sonia. So thanks to Big Sexy, I have a wonderful life right now.
Yeah. Well, I'll drink to that. That's awesome.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers to Big Sexy.
Big Sexy.
And this beer is killer, so I'm sure he would have enjoyed it.
I'd like to add something to that.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of barley wines. It is not my thing, but I love drinking this beer. Truly.
Oh, by the way, this beer is so smooth. Like,
Yeah.
I did not realize at Free Wheels that this was 18%. I thought it was like 8.5%. And I was like, oh, half more. So,
yeah,
this will knock you on your ass if you have more than a couple of glasses.
It's 10.5%.
Oh, it's 10.
Yeah, it is an 18%. That's that might have been like
Oh, misreading. Okay.
Yeah, I know theirs is like 18. Yeah, this one it came out at about 10.5. It might be a little higher. I didn't like send it out to a lab to be like analyzed or anything, but it definitely has a good amount of alcohol. Not that much though, so I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah, this is super smooth. Yeah, it's dangerous. Sweet, you get all that dark fruit, a lot of toffee, a lot of caramel. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by like how a lot of people try their hands at barley wines and they come out kind of rough, and this is just kind of soft and like it's just kind of like massages your tongue and slides down your throat.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Are we still talking about beer?
Hey, he was looking right at me when he was saying all these things. Perfect pairing. Roast pork and Gruyere cheese.
That's true.
Oh, I love that, man. You guys are going to be doing like more pairings and stuff here?
we will. Yeah.
We've actually been talking about doing something for the people that really dig that kind of stuff. Maybe doing something that kind of guarantees you a way into a monthly or a quarterly type of event,
like a supper club.
Yeah.
Ah, that's pretty fucking cool, man.
Yeah, it's called the table membership. Is
Dope.
what we kind of like,
cool.
We kind of dubbed it out, which we're still, working on the finer details. And we do have a family membership, as you may or may not know, or we have like the bottle membership for our family members. So a lot of them have expressed interest in doing something where we do a high-end food and beer pairing dinner. And some of you might know or may not know, Chef Nikolai is quite the pedigree in fine dining, and he just came from the Diplomat Prime, which is like their high-end steakhouse, and before that he was at Steak 954. So he definitely has he's got some serious skills, and we really want to showcase that with the beer. So we're thinking about potentially starting something like that, like a food and beer pairing kind of membership, which we'll offer for our family members to see if they're interested in that, and we'll take it from there. But it's cool to be able to do that. Have the capability to do that with
Yeah, very cool.
Nikolai.
Yeah, themed dinners with different beers, and not just different beers in mind, but the collaboration of Corey and myself developing these ideas together. So it kind of grown from the beginning to the end.
Potentially, would some of those dinners include maybe other breweries, friends of the brewery, or maybe other chefs? Or
Yeah, we would love to do collaborations with other chefs.
Yeah, so I talked to the Mostra Coffee. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my good friend of mine, Mike Marquinez, is he's a chef, and he's like, yo, tell me when, and so yeah, I've got we're tossing some ideas around, but yeah, the potential for collaboration dinners and all that good stuff, and looks pretty bright. So we're excited.
Any suggestion as to how when is?
When?
We can start right away. I mean, it's really.
You heard it here.
Heard it here.
Table membership tomorrow.
Beer Bros and BS.
The reality of it is that we don't go home very often.
Yeah.
We're here all the time, so like, why not? Why not push the envelope?
I sleep in a cot in the basement.
He is basically
what a dream come true. Huh?
He hasn't showered.
It's nice to see that they finally let you out for the podcast.
Where's Lewis? Lewis is sleeping. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wake him up then.
Feed me beer and pizza. That's all I get here.
There's a little more if you guys want to.
Sure.
Dabble in the arts.
Okay, so I found this news story that was actually pretty interesting recently.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you. I promise. It was the computers.
If there's no photos involved,
I didn't put my life. There's a news website called The Quartz. The Quartz uses AI to actually publish news stories. So there's this website that actually publishes news stories using AI, and it'll automatically scour the internet for interesting facts and learn patterns. But for instance, they did one of the articles about Lyft and how they're concerned about privacy issues for people that take their rides to like hospitals and back, and how they can basically track if you went to the hospital and how many times. So it's very interesting now that you can have automatically generated news stories by computers. And I'm just wondering, what the future is for AI in that front. I
think it looks bright. We'll all know when you get your prostate checked.
No, but yes. Okay.
I know. I think the future looks like world domination.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the concept of AI. I have seen Westworld, and I do not want to be.
But wouldn't that be a great twist?
That's interesting,
Tony.
Your family robots.
Are you guys familiar with the concept of
Stephen Hawking? Before he died, he said that AI was going to be the end of humanity.
The final step in our evolution.
AI is pretty smart. I would take.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a concept. It's called the Singularity. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's at the point
when AI can create better AI than themselves, and then it just keeps on going.
And they don't need us anymore. And it becomes a situation.
They're almost there.
Yeah, I know. I know Amazon has worked on dropping packages via drone or via little six-wheeled modules in the city and stuff like that. So it's interesting, man. There's a lot of stuff going on with AI. It's kind of scary to a certain degree.
Yeah, and they're replacing a lot of people that scour and actually do news work and write articles. So it's kind of scary.
Automation.
Pretty soon they're this movie was directed by AI.
And the next thing you know, there's going to be a podcast.
AI to come in and sweep the floor.
Talks about beer and bullshit better than we
They're
do.
still not going to be better than us.
AI can't cook, so Nikolai's fine.
For now.
Humanity is a cruel and savage race.
There's too many variables involved in cooking.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, that'd be super.
Oh man!
But robots don't need food. Dun, 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 dun.
I agree.
Smarter and
And
smarter
the rest of us
every
will
year.
be in concentration camps held by the AIs. So you're probably right. I'm out of work.
Dystopian future.
I think work is going to be the least.
But
of
sir,
our
I
worries
made you
with that.
robot food. Puny human.
We don't need food.
So, I don't know about you fellas. We got a lot of big Star Wars and theme park fans here on the show. So, I don't know if you've heard, they just announced the grand opening dates for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
So, for Disney World, for us local here in Florida, it'd be August 29th.
So for those who don't know, why don't you tell them what it is?
Yeah, so it's going to be the largest land in Disney World history for both parks, Disneyland and Disney World. In fact, the one that's being built at Hollywood Studios here in Florida is the land is larger than the entire Hollywood Studios altogether. So you're talking about a huge experience, for all Star Wars fans.
So this land is bigger than the park that holds it, basically.
Yes.
Is it bigger than Never Ever Land?
Bigger
Yeah,
than Never Neverland?
yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Never Everland was pretty big.
It's never ending, too.
It's never ending. That's my point.
Exactly.
And
Once you go there, you never come back.
Do you get to punch Jar Jar Binks?
It is a rumored.
I would line up for that.
It's a rumored arcade feature. It's like a whack-a-mole Jar Jars. So
I'd pay the $150 fee to get in.
I'm there.
Yeah, that hotel is going to be the shit. Like, I don't even know how difficult it's going to be to get a room in that hotel. Man.
I'm sure they're going to charge like $500 a night, and it'll be booked for solid for a year.
And the bar's going to be like a cantina, like
Yes.
Bitches.
Yeah,
They say that, like-
the servers better be dressed up like aliens.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah. I
they
would
say like
hope
when you
so.
go there, there's like a whole story about you.
Right.
When
yeah,
you stay in
so
the
for the hotel, which opens a year later after the park opens, is going to be a maximum of 2 nights stay. Because it's
Maximum of 2 nights?
Yes.
Wow.
Because the idea is, you get up and you go in like before hours and after hours special excursions that are just for those guests to create their story that's taking place.
Super immersive, yeah.
It's like I'm signing up for 2 nights and my fiance signing up for
right?
2 nights.
Yeah. So they put out a couple more details about the actual park itself. They've done other places where you got to create a lightsaber, but typically they were plastic. So the toys that you would buy, like at Toys R Us that doesn't exist anymore, places like that. So, but this one,
They're restructuring. They'll be back.
yeah, right. So for this one, they want the most authentic experience that you can get. So the Build a Lightsaber Shop is going to be kind of like the wand shop that they have for Harry Potter.
Right.
So it's going to be $110 for your own personalized lightsaber, and it will feature parts of Star Wars Land where you would interact, where your lightsaber, they'll tell you, hey, it's time for battle, turn on your lightsaber, and they say
Whip it out.
it will be the most functional, realistic lightsaber that we've ever seen.
You get to pick out your own crystal.
Right, you pick out your own holocron that works with the holocron with the saber crystal. So you pick out the color. They're going to have a build a
You haven't
robot
seen my lightsaber.
They're going to have over 50 cast members that are just extras that work in the marketplace area, so you feel like you're in Black Spire Outpost, which is the name of the land.
The more important question is, when are they opening up the Nacho Libre theme park of Disney?
Yeah, that's a big one. I'm highly anticipating that.
Well, of course, we'll see if the Star Wars one is successful.
Yeah,
and
let's see if this makes any money.
If it fails, we'll do a luchador.
I mean, I think they're already going to drop because they've officially announced there will be blue milk.
Of course, it has to be.
Hey, so Tony, you said you saw Westworld. What do you think Disney's up to at this park?
Will the people actually turn out to be paid actors and actually robots?
Harry Potter, like Universal should have that. They would have killed it if they would have killed it if they did a hotel at Universal for Harry Potter. Man.
Yeah, that probably will come, right? Now that they've seen,
it'll probably
that's
be
a good
like
idea. Yeah.
An extension,
like
somewhere.
Hogwarts.
But the thing is,
have
they
Hogwarts.
just don't have
Dorms at Hogwarts.
Dorms, that'd be people
Like
would
you can
kill
have
to
like
stay
the
in
stair shift. Well, maybe not, but
Yeah.
Yeah, the Star Wars Hotel, which they're only opening for Disney World. We're the only ones getting. The only Disney parks getting the Star Wars Hotel is us. And for that, it's because they had the space, and the land is directly across the street where they had the space, and it's going to have a secret underground entrance that goes underneath and into Star Wars Land directly.
And I bet you have to you're going to go in a spaceship from underground.
Yeah,
That's the rumor of like one of the rides. So
that's dope.
I'm pretty sure pod racing would be the other one.
Will they have actual droids roaming around and stuff too?
Yes, that is. Yeah, and they will have where you can build your own droid to take home.
Oh shit!
And there will be animatronics as bartenders, like alien animatronics. It's
Thank the maker.
Yeah, it's the newest animatronics that they're using. So there's going to be an animatronic Hondo from the Star Wars Rebels, and there's video of it online if you want to spoil yourself. And he moves like he's real life. It's the most incredible thing. So when you go to the Star Wars Cantina, get alcoholic beverages, which they'll have plenty of. You order from the robots.
That's badass.
Imagineers working overtime, right?
May the Force be with you.
They give you.
This will be a day long remembered.
Can't wait.
And I think we're on to our final beer of the show.
Yes.
Final beer.
All right.
Grand finale.
I haven't got carried away with the Star Wars. Sorry.
All right.
You want to tell us a little bit about the beer, Corey?
Yeah, sure. So, Lumberjack Morning Break It is a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout with maple and coffee. I think it was the first Hoodoo that I went to. I had the opportunity of trying KBBS by Toppling Goliath, and it was like just blew my mind, and I was inspired completely by it. So this is kind of like me being able to try it, and like it's getting as close as I possibly can to trying it. So it is, it's come a long way since I had brewed it. It's come a long way since I brewed it the first time around, but it's kind of like one of the very first barrel-aged stouts that I did. It was Summation was the big one, the first one that I did, and then Lumberjack was the second.
And Summation is vanilla coffee, right? Bourbon barrel aged.
Correct. Yeah, Summation. That inspiration for that one was the OG vanilla from Bourbon County. Yeah, go ahead, help yourself, guys. I had the vanilla rye, the OG one, and that was another beer. That's actually, I think, probably one of the first barrel aged stouts that I had. That was just completely. It was amazing.
And it just lasts forever too. That beer's shelf life is incredible.
Yeah, and it was a couple years old, or when I had it, I think it was because it came out 2010, and I think I had it probably around 2013. So, and I remember drinking, and I was like, man, how good would this be with like coffee in it? So I tried to make my own version of it, and that was the inspiration for Summation.
Right on. You've done iterations with different types of coffee, right? Like the Jamaican Blue Mountain one.
Yeah, I've done. That was kind of our thing, was just switching up the different coffees. I've done Jamaican Blue Mountain. I've done Geisha. I've done Kopi Luwak. I tried to do the most expensive coffee in the world. Does anyone know the name of it?
Elephant shit coffee.
Come on, Liz, you spoiled it. What's the name of it?
I didn't know it was included.
All right, so it's elephant shit coffee. What do you think? It's Black Ivory.
Oh.
So that's the name of the coffee. It's like the most expensive coffee
That's
in the
because
world.
elephants shit black.
That's because...
And they have ivory.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's in Indonesia. The guy, he basically, all proceeds go to rehabilitating elephants and whatnot.
That's cool.
And so it's ridiculously expensive, but it's supposed to have a very similar flavor profile almost as Kopi Luwak, because the acidity is what it does. There's like enzymes in there that helps to like mellow the coffee out or something. I don't know, but so yeah, I was gonna do that, but it didn't happen. It was like I needed probably like 2 pounds of it, and it would have cost like almost $800.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, and that was like for a 10-gallon batch.
Wow.
We did putting the price at roughly $250
Yeah.
a bottle.
Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah.
We did a couple of barrel variations too, right?
Just out of materials.
Yeah, and then Summation, I've done some different barrels. I've done like double barrel. I did a maple Summation that I released at Side Project when I was there doing a collaboration with Corey.
Corey and Corey.
Yeah.
You've done quite a bit of. You've done quite a bit of
Corey and Corey.
I know that was.
I think you did an apple brandy summation that ended up winning first place at
Yes,
Luna.
with 1 foot cock apple. Oops.
That was what, 2014, 2015? 16? 2016. All right, cool.
I was gonna say, wasn't that the one that got the gold medal at Hanapu Day?
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Welcome to the conversation, JJ. What? What? So you've done a bunch of collaborations. Any stab at like how many you've actually done at this point?
754,
give or take.
More or less.
Around that number somewhere.
0.2. No. I'm not sure. Probably somewhere around like 20, maybe.
20, really?
I think.
What was your busiest year?
I did a little 2 summers. So not this past summer, but the summer before. It was pretty cool. I was able to set up collaborations over the summer, and I threw my boys and my wife, and we did a road trip. So I have 3 sons. That's where the whole 3 sons comes from, and it was I was able to schedule collaborations as we drove up. First collaboration was in St. Louis with at Side Project, and then after that I drove up to Wisconsin, collaborated with Levi Funk with his brand is Untitled Art there we did a stout, and then from there I went to Voodoo in Pennsylvania and brewed within there, and we stopped in Chicago on the way, of course, and then New York City as we headed east. I tried to get in with the other half, but they had like 5 other beers they were brewing with other people. So I'm brewing with the other half though this Thursday, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice. You're going up for Pastry Town, right? You guys are awesome.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So that'll be really cool. We're going to be doing a stout.
We enjoy pastry.
What are you pouring at Pastry Town?
I am pouring double barrel vanilla summation, lumberjack, and I am pouring JBM 35.
Oh, there it is.
And
what's that?
Yes. I had that at the Civil Society first anniversary party.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And Mr. Fluffy Pants, which they wanted a Berliner, so that's the Berliner. I just wanted to come up with a stupid name that people had to like come up with, like ask me for, like
Bodie McBoatface.
Mr. Fluffy Pants.
Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any more fluffy pants?
That's awesome.
So yeah,
You guys, that Mr. Fluffy Pants is the shit.
But yeah, so then from there we went down to Virginia. I brewed with the Vale and brewed with the Answer, and then I think that was it, and that was over the course of like a month.
Wow.
Very cool.
That's pretty busy, I'd say.
Yeah. So it's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Probably somewhere around that. It's probably somewhere around like 20, 25 different collaborations.
I'd have to say at least somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah, it feels like you've done more than that.
Collaborations overseas. We've done a lot of collaborations.
Yeah, we did several. We did one in Norway and a couple in Sweden and one in Denmark. But
internationally known.
Yes.
I'm excited about the
Mr. Worldwide over here.
And you're on the microphone.
Yeah,
well, I have to say this lumberjack is really awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It lives up to the hype. This is the first time I've tried it.
Splits his lumber.
Yeah, this is sticky sweet.
Okay,
this is
then.
delicious.
Yeah, it's definitely
Splits
got that
his lumber.
maple bomb, some coffee with more maple, a little chocolate, and booze.
Hey, yo,
bourbon,
dog. We heard you like maple with your baby.
So
Tony, let me ask you, what burns your bacon?
What burns my bacon?
We'll come back to you.
Come back to me, yeah.
Jose, what burns your bacon?
What burns my bacon is telemarketers when you're trying to go for a job interview and you're just waiting for that like job call, and it's like bump telemarketer. It's like fuck you, dude.
Good thing Costa Farms doesn't listen to this.
Fuck them.
Okay.
Jose doesn't need his day job. He's on Beer Bros and BS.
Boss isn't listening.
JJ.
All right, for me, there's a new trend gaming online. People have found a way to do this like Stephen Hawking voice box thing while you're playing Xbox or PS4, and so they think they're funny as fuck or whatever. They're like, "Oh, get good, you suck, you pussy," Come here. And it's happening a lot in Apex, which is now the most popular game in the world. 60 million concurrent players. So you get a lot of fucking dumbasses on there. And that burns my bacon.
What burns my bacon is AT&T Uverse, which is who I have for my cable provider. And last weekend...
Wait, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? They're not as bad as Comcast. Go.
I think Comcast is better. Last weekend...
We love them both. And if you'd like to sponsor us, please let us know. Dave@beerbrosbs.com.
Last weekend, my DVR decided not to record the Arsenal versus Tottenham match.
They did you a favor.
And, I heard it was a really intense, good game, ended in a draw. But
yeah,
I'm a bit happier this week because Arsenal beat Manchester United 2-0.
Too bad he couldn't do it in that FA Cup.
Back into fourth place. Back into the top four. Champions League is on. Go Gunners.
So what burns my bacon is I was recently up in Tampa for Tampa Bay Beer Week. Drove back Sunday, and on my way back, man, driving across Alligator Alley, there's signs clearly posted that say slower traffic, keep right. And there were a few assholes that kept left, and that burns my bacon.
What burns your bacon?
Man, I don't know. I'm in a transitional period of my life right now, so I'd have to say not having enough time in the day to do things. I feel like every day should have 36 hours, and every week should have 10 days. There's a lot going on, and
Father Time.
Wait,
deep.
10-day weeks.
Bacon.
That's based on the French calendar. Actually, they tried it.
Oui, ma chérie. Oui. Oui. That's just a little.
Je mange une pomme.
What burns your bacon?
Carnies, of course.
Clearly. Small hands. Smell like cabbage.
Smell like cabbage.
I already see the spin-off of his own podcast.
Yeah, really. Have you thought about podcasting full time?
Corey, what burns your bacon?
Nikolai's combi oven. No, I don't know what burns my bacon.
Overheated oven.
I'm
My box burns his bacon.
yeah.
It's I just opened my fucking brewery, tap house.
Yo,
I don't know.
I'm really life is awesome.
My bacon is sizzling at a very low medium temperature.
I just try to, have a positive mentality, every day, and
Preach on.
I don't know. Honestly, I was thinking about it. I was trying to think of something as you went around, and I'm like, shit. But I was listening to everyone else, and I couldn't think about anything.
I mean, it's super mundane, like traffic, parking.
Burns my bacon.
Rush hour?
People complaining at
Yeah, no,
when you get
I
to your
don't
beer and
mind
it's
it.
kicked out at the beer festival and they yell at you like it's your fault.
What's your highest ABV?
Yeah, no, I don't.
When someone asks you, what do you have that tastes like Corona?
No, I shit. I'm gonna have to. Is there somewhere I can type a response and follow? I'll do a follow up to that.
You can follow up at online at Beer Bros BS.
Yes, I'll get you on a follow up on that.
It's all good.
Low fills.
Low fills. There we go. There we go.
There we go. Looking at this bottle, when I pulled one out, when I pulled the lumberjack bottle out to bring over here, I pulled it out and looked at it and I was like, oh shit, and I had to set it aside and I was like, that little bastard got by. I guess maybe a low fill.
Yeah, low fills. That's a good one.
We need to revisit that QC guy, quality control.
Ryan Caruth.
That's
right,
Caruth.
Ryan.
Where are you, Ryan?
We just got outed on Beer Bros and PS.
You're going to be heard by all of 4 people.
No, Ryan's a great guy. He's doing a great job. Great job.
He's handsome.
devilish good looks.
When he's not eating hats.
And everything else in the kitchen.
Keep hats in the kitchen.
So before we go, is there anything else you want to plug about what's coming up here at the brewery?
Upcoming beers.
Well, no. First
Events.
First and foremost, honestly, very humbled that you guys even want to come out here and hang out and rep us like this and interview, and there's interest. Everyone who drinks our beer, thank you so much. We obviously would not be able to do what we do here every day, which is fool around and just get drunk. No.
Let the secret out the bag.
in
What are you
code.
talking about?
My father's not here, is he? Yeah, so my father's my business partner. He's like plays a huge role here. Like everything that you see here today, he had a huge hand in. He's behind the scenes right now. I think he has got a mop or a glass, one of the two. But no, no. But honestly, definitely thankful for being here today and doing what we do. Thankful for all the crew that we have here. Everyone in the kitchen, behind the bar, they're all solid people. I think anybody that comes here, we're trying to change the game as far as service. Like, we're very passionate and excited about, having this opportunity to be able to do what we love to do. And so we really hope that it shows when you come here, and we think that it does. I think as far as the beer and food is concerned, we're going to be, putting out some cool shit. We have, all the collaborations that I did. I hope to have all these guys out, my buddies and brewing here. So we'll constantly have on different beers on draft. We'd like to keep a nice little guest tap list, which is going to be cool.
Which is fire right now.
Yeah, we have some heat on. And in the food and with the kitchen, we hope to do like some other collaborations with other chefs. Nikolai's going to be killing it. I'm waiting for him to put out his octopus that he does.
Whoa!
When you hear about it or see it on the menu,
oh shit! I love me some grilled octopus.
Yo, put that on the pizza, dude.
He's gonna do a
pizza.
Yeah,
he's gonna do a shrimp.
I just
what was that shrimp?
I just shrimp and manchego.
Got a half stack right now.
Oh yeah, dude.
What, shrimp and manchego pizza?
Yeah. Why not?
Fuck it.
So I need some more napkins this way.
Damn, I'm gonna have to come up here just to eat.
Yeah, it's
What
gonna
about
hit the
pineapples
beer.
on your pizza?
I welcome that with the right ham and the right other things. I still haven't thought about that.
Don't say it, Lewis.
What about barbecue chicken on your pizza?
Never.
I'm gonna bring my own.
so-
Just dump it on a pizza.
Yeah, again, I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you. And
The pleasure's all ours.
we keep everyone happy. That's
Yeah.
what we're here to do.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Make
thank
people
you.
happy.
So let me ask
Right
you,
on.
let me ask you guys,
Yes.
what was your favorite beer of the night?
Mine was the lumberjack.
Sexy.
They were all really good, but I'm about the lumberjack.
Yeah, lumberjack for me.
I had the Big Sexy with coffee before, and I really like this one. This was the bourbon barrel aged Big Sexy. This was fantastic.
Yeah.
I would say that's my favorite of the night for sure.
Thanks, man.
So don't forget, please, if you haven't already, follow us online, subscribe to us, and leave us a favorable review if you would. Help us out at the show.
5 star, 5 star, 5 star.
And also follow Three Sons Brewing.
If you haven't already, how can they find you online?
3sonsbrewingco.com. Or you can check us out on like Instagram, which is I usually prefer to post on Instagram. It's just so much easier, or Facebook for all of our updates. But
Okay, so thanks for having us here at the brewery. I'm Dave, the Big Librarian.
JJ, the metal chef.
This is Tony.
Jose.
Alex, the King of Ralapata.
This is Lewis.
Nikolai.
and I'm Corey.
Thanks for listening. Good night.
Yeah,
Cheers.
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 Thanks for listening to another episode of Beer Bros and BS. Cheers.
Beer bro.
Beer bro.
Beer Bros.
And BS.
Yes.